Hi everyone, this is Drew, and welcome to the third episode of our Missosology Beauty Talk. And today we have a very special guest, one of the reigning Big Five winners from Thailand, Miss Anntonia Porsild. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Where should I clap?
Hi,
Here.
Anne.
Thank
We are also
you.
joined by former Missosology correspondent Stephen, who will also throw in some tough questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask some questions
So before
actually.
we yeah, so to get us started, we just want to know how are you and how are you coping with this pandemic that's happening around the world now?
I'm doing fine. Luckily, I'm not, struggling as much as a lot of the people that are really going through this pandemic, like taking it really hard. So I'm very lucky to say that I'm doing fine. Um, uh, Actually, yesterday, a lot of, like shopping malls have opened up for the first day yesterday. So I guess that's better for the Thai people. I'm still at home. In terms of coping, I haven't really been out much unless it's,
Mhm,
to go and give back or donate food to,
mhm,
locals. But other than that, it's just the supermarket and a home.
mhm. And you mentioned about the donating. So you and the other Thai queens went viral yesterday because
Yeah.
of a show of unity, which is for some they find it very interesting because you are
I find it
from
really
different
very touching though.
organizations.
It's so sweet
Yeah.
to see all four of you like
So
helping each
can
other.
you can you tell us more about that initiative?
Honestly, I've always wanted to somehow work together with the other queens, like the other Thai queens. So it was really, I was really happy to be able to finally see them and, talk to them all together. Um, but it was organized by Pageant Crown Thailand. From what I know, because I didn't really get that much detail until the actual day I was there. But it was just to, we had donations of food boxes that was from Miss Earth Thailand, Miss World Thailand. She's distributing hand sanitizer. And then we also had like milk boxes from like the pageant group that donated in so that we could give to the people who were really struggling in this area of Bangkok. So we just wanted to give back, and because like a lot of people look at beauty queens in a way that like, oh, they're like untouchable, but we wanted to just give a reminder that we are regular human beings as well, and if we can do good, we want to take as much advantage of that to be able to give back to the community in the best way possible.
I'm actually um
Yeah, and it's what
I'm actually
yeah,
very
Stephen.
I'm actually very touched even more when you told me that you even have no idea what it was. You just wanted to help. You just wanted to do something. So it's only when you were there that you finally find out that who are the people behind it. So it really
Yeah.
speaks more about your heart to serve, because some people would ask like, who, what's this for? I mean, like, who organizes it? But you just went there right away, and that's really very admirable of you. Shows
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
what kind of a winner you are.
Thank you. Especially during this time, like I've done a couple of lives and I've mentioned that, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of us are very lucky to be able to have a roof over our head and to have food on the table and not worry about basic necessities. And sometimes we do take that for granted. And just to, to know and to even see people struggling to even, meet these basic necessities in their daily life because of this pandemic, it really hurts me. And
Yeah.
I want to give back as much as possible. It doesn't matter who is organizing or who's going to be there, as long as the goal for all of us is to help and to give back. I think that's the most important thing. Doesn't matter if there's like problems within the groups of people, as long as the purpose of what we're doing is to help and to give back. I think that's all that really mattered for all of us there.
Very good.
Yeah.
Actually, who would have thought that
I mean,
just
it's
a month or not even 2 months after you were crowned, all these things would actually happen all over the world. So just when you're supposed to jumpstart your reign and go and travel and see different places and meet a lot of people, and then suddenly this thing happened. But you know,
Yeah.
if I remember it right, like a week before the lockdown started, you were in Vietnam.
Yes.
Is it right?
I was in Vietnam and it was amazing. And
Yeah.
actually, I think 2 weeks after that Vietnam trip, I was supposed to go to Europe because I was going to
Yeah.
be attending the Cannes Series Festival and the Kids Emmy Award. And I was so excited for that event. I was so ready. And then like every news outlet was like, yeah, you guys can't go anywhere now. So I'm like, no. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like, of course, it sucks, right? But um, yeah, I mean, it sucks for everyone because everyone's struggling in their own way. But I also think, I don't know if I'm like allowed to say this, but just from my personal view, I think that having the pandemic is also teaching people a lot of lessons that they're not aware of because of how busy our lives are. So I kind of take it as a positive in some way, as in the lesson that has to be taught, not the pandemic itself. But I'm sure that there will be many opportunities to come. Unfortunately, some had to be taken
Yeah.
away.
After.
But
So yeah. So before we move on to lighter topics, do you have any message to those watching who are struggling in their homes during this time of pandemic? Yeah.
honestly,
Any
I
message
feel like,
to the people?
of course, I don't think I will say anything different to what everyone else is saying because, our health is our responsibility and we need to be as cautious as possible. We don't know who or what we're exposed to that could, come to us. So the only thing I want to share is to really be cautious of your surroundings. Please wear a mask. At first I was like, oh, I don't need to, but now it's really like it has always been serious. So I know how people need to adapt to it, but please always wear a mask, keep your hands clean and sanitized, and just practice social distancing. And if you don't really need to leave your home, don't leave your home. It's hard right now, and I know we're all struggling in our own ways because of its uncertainty, but if we work together in unity, we will get through this together. And that's really all we can do right now, as a country, as a community, as everyone on this planet. The only thing we can do now is work together with our government, together with our community, to really fight through this. It's a passing time, it's a passing thing that we will get through. So just sending my love and my prayers to everybody.
Thank you for that message.
Very,
Now
very,
we'll
very witty message, actually. The part when she said that
yeah,
we just have to follow our government and stuff like that. Not so many people would actually say that because from what I've been seeing on social media and stuff like that, it seems like a lot of people are always trying to be wiser than the greater authority than they have. But although sometimes, when even if you are, it is actually in this time when we actually tend to try to as much as possible forget about our political differences because it's really a very hard time. It's you can't really explain whether one government's approach is right or wrong. But the only thing that we can hope to do right now is to really be supportive of each other. And
Yeah.
you hit it right there, Antonia. Really smart.
yeah.
Thank you.
So now we move on to the pageant itself.
Yes.
So we now first Thai to win Miss Supranational. But take us back to that moment when you won the national title. So did you ever feel the pressure to win when you won in the national pageant?
Honestly, I felt pressure from even the moment I decided, okay, let's try this pageant, because I was never really much of a pageant girl. I wasn't really into it. 1 second. พี่คำแป๊บหนึ่ง voice มันเสียงดัง น้ำมันเสียงดัง
Love to hear
Sorry.
that. I love to hear those Thai words,
Sorry, it sounded like I was yelling, but she didn't hear me, so I had to say it a little bit louder.
I miss my Thai friends because I was there last November for Bint when she came to Thailand.
Yeah.
I miss the Thai vibe. But anyway, go on with your story when you were joining Miss Supranational Thailand.
Yeah, so I didn't really have, a plan to join to begin with. But once I did, I needed to get into the mindset that, okay, it's not going to be easy, first of all. And, me being half European or half Western, I thought that would be kind of very like just on the line of what was acceptable for, Thai people. And the one thing that was in my head was like, what are they going to say? They're going to be like, oh, she's half, how can she represent Thailand? Or she's too big, which definitely did come when I was competing. But yeah, I think the process or the journey between within the national pageant was more of a mentality training and really getting into the right mindset to compete for myself and for what I stand for rather than something else, right? Because like I told the judges, the only reason I joined the pageant was because I felt that once you're a beauty queen, you have such a large platform to spread whatever message you want to send to the people. And I'm someone who, I already do a lot of things with like the community back in my mom's hometown. And I just the feeling of doing good is such a good feeling that not only for me, but I know that it is for the people on the receiving end as well. And that's what I want to encourage other people to do. So I joined to gain that platform to send a positive message that we need to give back to the community. So with that in my mind, I used that as like a motivating factor to kind of block out people who were criticizing me based on my outer appearance, or that I was not Thai enough, that I can't speak Thai as clearly as other contestants. And I just told myself, like, as long as I know what I'm doing here, that should be the only reason I'm putting all my heart into this. So that was like a journey in itself, and it was really a lesson learned. But then when I went into the big pageant in Poland, I was like, I came in like, yes, I'm so ready. I'm going to do this. And then I got there and I was like, oh my gosh, first of all, it's freezing. Second, I just lost both my luggages. And third,
Uh-huh.
all these girls are so gorgeous. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just kind of be here and kind of scan the room, read the room a bit, and see how that goes. But yeah, just within the 3 weeks, it was very eye-opening because I never expected, well, it's very different depending on the pageants, of course. But what I loved about Supra was that they choose 3 weeks to have our competition. And this is the 3 weeks where it's not too short that people can still fake a personality, but it's not too long where people start to get tired. So it's kind of like just the right time to really get to know someone's real personality. And you can really see that from the first day to even like the second week. because some people who I thought were competitors based on their looks, when I met them, I was like, okay, maybe this is not like winner's mentality. So it was like a really like roller coaster journey, but I learned a lot from it, and I was very shocked when I won both. Like even the national one, I was like, oh no, can't be right. I was standing there and I was okay. I used to be very shy about my weight, but now that I'm trying to send a positive message of body positivity and giving back, that everyone's like, what's your weight? And I'll just tell them. But when I won that pageant, no, when I started, I was like 65 kilos, which was my weight when I'm not trying to be fit. Like this is my lazy weight. And I managed to get down to like 58 maybe. And then even at that time, I was like, how can I win? I had the worst, like anxiety, and I was so insecure when I had to do the bikini walk. I was just like, my emotions were everywhere. So I really had to take a moment to tell myself why I'm here, what is my purpose, why am I doing this? And that really changed everything from that point.
Well, just one quick
But
question,
were
Antonia.
were you aware? Ah, yeah, go
And
Stephen.
just really one quick question. Which
Go
was
Stephen. Yeah.
harder? Which was harder, Miss Supranational Thailand or the Miss Supranational International competition?
They were both hard in their own ways, but I would say in terms of mentality, I think the national one was harder because my Thai is not the greatest. So communicating my message was a challenge. And when I was in Thailand, I knew that my weight would be an issue because there's a certain beauty standard here. So that was also a challenge for me. Whereas in Poland, I felt more, accepted, and because I could speak English and that was the required language, it was very much easier to get my message across. So in terms of language and mentality, I think the national one was harder for me to accept.
Thank you. No, go, Drew. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I forgot my question. So
Sorry.
go no going.
Oops.
Now I remember it. You said that when you were competing in the national pageant, you felt insecure and all that, the pressure. But were you aware that you were a heavy favorite even before than the international pageant?
Actually, I wasn't aware because this is just what
Mhm.
I thought, okay? I thought that if you had good photos before the pageant, that's where people would kind of choose who would be in the top picks, because that's really all, the pageant pages had to look at. They didn't really know the person personally, so the only thing you could really judge was the look. And I didn't feel like I had the right photos. So I was like, um, I don't know if I'll be a top contender, but I'll try my best. Like, okay. So I did not know I was a top contender, but I was checking every day. I was like, please, please, please let it be me.
Um, Drew just disappeared, but he's joining back.
Yes. Okay.
Help, Drew. What she was actually saying when you disappeared was that she really
I'm back.
didn't. Yeah. She said that she wasn't really aware that she was a favorite, and
Oh.
well, actually,
Yeah.
that's also my advice to as many girls as that who are asking me at various pageants. I've been to Miss Supranational in 2017 when Jenny Kim won, and some of the girls there also asked like, "How do you choose the favorites? How do you choose these
Yeah.
rankings? Blah blah blah." So like, oh come on, don't ask me, and as much as possible, don't read. It's not meant for you girls. It's just
Yeah.
meant for
Yeah.
the fans. You're not supposed to read them. Like for your sanity's sake.
Yeah, but it's hard, because we're always getting tagged and we always want to know what everyone's thinking. It's really not good, but I found it entertaining. I mean, I didn't really let it get to me because I knew ultimately, pageant pages are not no offense, but they're not like the final
They're
judge.
not the judges. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
so
really
I put them
blog.
separate. Yeah.
Drew, you're free. You're frozen now.
What most pageant fans of yours? That's very good, really. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah.
you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What most pageant fans want to know are some of the trivial things, like when you lost your two luggages. So, how long did it take for you to get them?
I waited a day. I think that
Mhm.
was also because it was lost in Europe because I did my what's it called? My layover in Denmark. Yeah, so I think it was in Denmark, and because I had to quickly change my flight, that they didn't have time to bring my luggage. That's what I tell myself. I'm trying to be very optimistic about it, but this has never happened to me before. So the fact that it happened on the day where I had to compete, I was like, oh my god. I was, I was very stressed. I was like, I told the luggage guy, I was like, I'm really sorry to have to bother you, but do you think I'll be getting it today because I'm doing a beauty competition? I had like a whole explanation. He was just looking at me like, yes. Okay, cool. But yeah,
But
it was
it
really,
it didn't affect your uh any event during
no,
that
no. Actually, I
day
was so lucky because
that it was
out
lost.
of the
Okay.
three luggages, I had one luggage that came, and
Mhm.
that luggage was actually my food luggage. I had like my Thai food, like my instant noodles and everything, my hair stuff. Luckily, my makeup was in there as well, like my hair and makeup stuff was there.
The more
And I
important things.
exactly, and I don't know how, like what I was thinking, but I managed to keep one outfit in that luggage
Mhm.
as well. So I had an outfit for the first day of the competition, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But then after that day, like in the evening, I got my luggage, so everything was fine.
And how was it? How hard was it competing in winter? Because most pageants they happen in either spring or
Yeah.
autumn.
Oh my goodness, it was freezing. It was freezing, especially for us Asian girls. All of
Oh.
us living in Asia, we were all like, "Oh my God, it's so cold!" But we all had very, very thick jackets.
Mhm.
That's really what got me through. I had like one coat that I wore probably the most. I tried to change it up, but this one was just the warmest. And I wanted to stay warm more than I wanted to look good. So I was just like, I put on the whole time, my scarf around my neck, anything. But yeah, I mean, it was fun because I think the last 2 days it started snowing. So that was very
Mhm.
exciting for some of the girls who had never seen snow before.
Yeah, actually, I heard that it was warmer winter for Poland when you were there. So imagine
Yeah,
how it
that was
was
oh my god, that was actually considered warm.
warm.
Like I don't know, I don't even want to know what cold is.
I just wonder who were your friends during the competition?
Of course, Miss Philippines. Ray was like my best friend during the competition. Sorry, I have my little dog
Hey,
here.
it's
Hello.
a husky, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's craving attention. Say hi, Penny. She's
Hi,
never
Penny.
Hey.
um sorry. What was your question again?
No,
She
you
was
know, no, your best friend, your best friend.
About you and
yes,
Risham.
yes. Ray was like, oh my gosh, the first day, because I remember I was before the competition, I was actually looking through her Instagram because I found her a pretty tough competitor. So I was looking through her Instagram. I saw her introduction video and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this video so much. So when I met her, I was actually very intimidated at first. And then I was like, okay, I want to be friends with her. So I made a very sarcastic joke just to kind of test the waters. It was really risky because some people don't handle sarcasm well. And then she was like, she paused and she was like, I like you. We're going to be friends. And then since that day at the airport when I made that sarcastic joke, we were inseparable the whole competition. But she really, really helped me in like the best ways. So I'm very grateful for her. But I also was friends with, well, we were also friends with Miss Australia, Miss New Zealand, Miss Nepal, also because she was Ray's roommate. So I became like their third roommate. Um, we were also friends with Miss Bolivia and Miss Chile because we had like our waiting group at the airport was with them. So yeah, they were all so sweet.
That's great. And I always notice Ray would always comment on everything that you post on Instagram. You
Yeah.
always exchange pleasantries.
Yes, of course. Like, cause she knows how I get when I post pictures. Like, I'm always complaining to her, like, I never have anything to post. Should I post this? Like, I'm not sure if I should post this. So she's kind of like a motivator, and she like hypes me up. And then on her photos, they're of course already gorgeous. So I just feel like I will just keep telling her the same thing everyone else is telling her, that she's flawless and she's gorgeous and she needs to come back and be more relatable like us with our dark bags and bad skin.
Because of the dry weather, right?
Yeah, but she's, she's in Bali. She's, living her best life in quarantine there. And then, yeah.
Now, one of the me, I'm very curious to know what usually happens in Miss Supranational because what we usually see, fans usually see, is that just photos and the finals. But you, as a former contestant and a title holder, what usually happens during the 3 weeks? I want to know.
Okay, so the first week is, well, the first couple of days is like getting to know the girls. They try to make us be more comfortable around each other so that there's no tension. So it's a lot of bonding. And then there's a lot of interviews. There's like the Supra chat, there's closed door interviews, and sometimes they'll just, talk to you. Like, we think they're talking to us because they want to talk to us, but I feel like it's also because they're really checking on like what type of person we are. But then
Like they're
there's
grading you.
exactly. So we always got to keep our brain on. But yeah, there's a lot of rehearsal. How the what we have to take videos for the sponsors and everything. Yeah, it's usually a lot of that, and like photo shoots. Just from what I can remember, photo shoots, rehearsal, interviews, um, activities to kind of see like how we work under pressure, how are we like when we're stressed, because that is like, those activities really bring out either the best or the worst of us in us. Sorry. So I'm actually really glad that that happened, because a lot of people who they thought were really beautiful and amazing, sometimes they're not exactly the same under pressure. Sorry, 1 second.
By the way, Drew, it's like I'm not sure if the Zoom thing is going to give us like some more time, but it says that we have like 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. So now we move on to uh, the moment that you won the title. So
Oh, by the way, I just
what
want
were you
to ask
thinking?
the ponytail here, because I've never seen a winner who was a winner in an international, a big
Yeah,
international pageant with a
absolutely.
ponytail here. Like, what was actually the story behind that? Maybe I was just having an assumption that maybe you didn't have much time to bond the hair, so that's why it ended up as a ponytail. What was the real story there?
The story is, I didn't know that I knew we wouldn't have a lot of time, but I was messaging, my team, and I was asking, okay, what hairstyle do I do? Because my hair was at a very awkward length and I didn't have extensions at the time. So if it was too high, it would be too short. And if I let it down, my hair, when you curl it, it doesn't stay. So we were really trying to figure out, Penny,
And the name is Penny.
please stop. I'm talking. Just 1 second, okay? Thank you.
It's a she.
Yes. Oh, she craves attention. Anyway, so the story is, I actually didn't I kept it up for the bikini round, thinking that I could let it down for the final gown. But we had like zero time to do that. So actually, it wasn't on purpose that I had my hair up in a ponytail. It was just a very little amount of time I had to change my hair, especially with all the hairspray. It was just impossible. So that ponytail was not on
But it
purpose.
looked really good. But it
Thank
looked
you.
really good.
Yeah, it should
I
look
got
really
like
good.
a lot of people were like, why would she keep her hair in a ponytail? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Actually, having the ponytail is probably the best representation of who I am because I never usually have my hair down anyway. And when you see me, when I'm, playing sports, when I'm, doing charity, anything, any event, my hair is always in a ponytail. So if I won, at least I won in a ponytail, which represents me the best. So I'm actually glad in a way. Maybe the photos didn't turn out as good, but I'm glad that I won in a ponytail. It also like stood out. So
Memorable.
And you know what they say? If a girl still looks beautiful with her hair up or in a ponytail, she's really beautiful.
No
Aw.
need, no
You
need
do
to
know, yeah.
justify that one, right?
And
But
the final question, I think. We
yeah,
still
when
have
I
time,
won,
Stephen.
Yeah, no. Let's go to the final question because Penny is also asking for attention.
she's gone now. She's
Okay,
gone.
my final question is: aside from having the honor of being Thailand's first Miss Supranational, how do you want to be remembered?
Honestly, I always think about this because being beautiful is one thing, but how you have an effect on other people is how they remember you. So as long as I can be remembered as someone who's kind and someone who's real to everyone that I come across, that I manage to bring a smile to their face, and that's how I want to be remembered by the people I meet, because it's easy to forget a face, but it's hard to forget how someone made you feel, especially if it's, that you feel loved, you feel like that you're getting kindness from them. So if I could leave any type of memorable print of me, I would just want it to be that I gave something back that made them happy.
I love that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Anne and
Thank you so
Stephen.
much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, really. This clears the not really clear that this gives us the better understanding and why of all those 70 beautiful ladies, you ended up as the first ever Thai winner for Miss
So much.
Supranational. You only did not make history, but you also have won a lot of admirers from all over the world, and hopefully they will indeed remember you for the things, because that's the woman that everyone admired. It's you. It's not the one that was artificially created by social media, but it is the real you. And I think Miss Supranational has chosen the right one.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so
And
kind.
if I may add, Stephen,
Yes.
She's the first Miss Supranational winner to be in the top 5 of Timeless Beauty of Missosology.
Oh yeah, it's just indeed she is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for
Timeless,
every.
which means memorable. She will always be remembered.
Thank you
And
so.
I may add also, Bong always says nice words about you, like
Oh,
every
he's so
time.
cute. He's so sweet. Oh my gosh, during the competition, he was so sweet, and Ray was always like trying to chit chat with him because he was always, with his camera. So we're like, Bong, can you take a picture of us? Can you take a picture of us? Come and sit with us. He's so sweet. He's so funny. He's very quiet, but he's so funny.
Yeah, it is. Really hope that this whole COVID-19
Thank you,
thing
Anne.
will be over and you'll be able to travel to a lot more places and
Yeah,
touch the lives of as many people as possible because you deserve it.
Oh,
we want
thank
to
you.
see more of you.
Yeah, more of you.
I
Yeah.
will try my best. Thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
time. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very much,
much.
Antonia. I know you're
up.
busy. You're so beautiful even without makeup.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I hope both of you, and of course Bong and everyone else, is staying safe and healthy, and we will get through this together.
Of course, we'll get through this together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.